Welcome to ITC114 Database Management Systems. I'm Peter White. I'm your lecturer for this session. What we'll be looking at this session is three main modules. We'll be looking initially at the foundations of database systems. We'll then move on to database design and development, and this is probably the real key to what we do in database management systems. And then finally we'll look at a bit of database management. This is a fascinating subject, and it's a subject that actually underpins a lot of the stuff that you will do in your IT career. So database management is a subject that you really need to get a good hold of. If you need to contact me, I'm an adjunct lecturer, which means that I normally don't work at the university. I have a full-time job. So contact me via email is the best bet, pewhite@csu.edu.au. Make sure you put ITC114 in the subject line, or my spam filter could well take out your message. Alternatively, you can put a comment or a question on the ITC114 discussion board and interact too. And that way, other students in the subject might be able to reply to it, but I will certainly reply to it within a day or so. So 114 Interact, our Interact site is the main site for ITC114, and what you'll find here is initially the topics, which is your study guide, your week-by-week guide to what you should be studying and looking at. It will contain your subject outline, which contains a schedule, some details about the subject, and also all of your assignments. There will be a student resources folder, which will contain things like the lecture notes, the practical manuals, the sample exam, and all the different databases that you will need for this subject. There's a section in that for announcements, so if I've got something that you need to be aware of, that will appear there. There is a CSU replay site for lecture recordings, so the recordings of all the lectures we have will be accessible from there. There is a test centre for a couple of the assignments, and there is the discussion board. So the Interact 2 site for 114 is the hub for your access into database management. Now, lectures are on Monday afternoons in building 1411, room 240. The lecture will commence at 1600 and ends at 1750, 10 to 6. All the tutorials are held on Friday morning, again in building 1411 in room 207. Now, we'll split the class into two parts. So the first half will do tutorial 1 commencing at 0800, finishing at 0850, 10 to 9. And the second tutorial will start at 0900 and end at 0950, 10 to 10. We'll sort that out the first day in lecture 1, who's in which group. Make sure you check the timetable at CSU to make sure of the times that it hasn't changed. As at this recording on the 30th of June, that's the times, but it's possible it could well change prior to the start of the lectures. As I said, all of our lectures are recorded and they'll be available for you to download or replay at a later time, and they are accessible through the CSU replay link in Interact 2. Now, I use a concept called the mulligan. The mulligan basically entitles you, if you get one of these cards, to 1 mark towards an assignment. So what I will give you a card for, a mulligan for, is if you can give me a good answer to a question I might pose to you in class or in a tutorial. If you raise a really well thought out point in a class discussion, if you pick up on an error but also tell me how you go and solve it, if you can demonstrate to me that you've mastered a particular concept or that you've improved in a specific area, or if you correctly answer one of the online lecture quizzes. So I might ask a mulligan question at any time during the lecture or tutorial, and I will preface it by saying this is a mulligan question. But remember, not every question might be a mulligan question. And if you do receive a mulligan card, put your name on the sheet in the front of the class before you leave, so that I can keep a track of what you've got and so that I can give you the points. Because a mulligan is worth 1 mark against an assignment. And so if you've earned more than 1 mulligan, you can apply anything up to 5 mulligans to an assignment. So the way this works is, let's say you've got 5 mulligans. Let's say you've done assignment 2 and you're not real sure of it and you think, oh, I might not have gone well here. I've got 5 mulligans I can put on it. So on the cover page of your assignment, say, I have 5 mulligans, I want to apply all of them to this assignment. Then the way I will assess this is I will do your assignment assessment as normal, and then if you've said I want to apply 5 mulligans, I will add your 5 mulligans to your final assessment, final assignment mark. So that adds 5 marks to the assignment. Now note, you can't score 105 out of 100. Okay, sorry, it doesn't work like that. Nor can you save mulligans for the exam. You've got to use them in the assignments. So I would suggest that the 2 main assignments is where you really look at these. I also use and run online quizzes, during the lectures. So I use an app called Socrative, and this allows me to post or pose to you a series of multiple choice questions that will pop up on the lecture slides during the lectures. So you can download this app for your smartphone or tablet from either the App Store or Google Play, or if you haven't, if you want to use a laptop, you can log into this particular site. The classroom identifier is here, 6UG in capital letters, W in lowercase, capital K, GF lowercase, capital L. That identifies our classroom, and that allows you, if you log into that at the start of the lecture, then as the questions pop up, you'll have access to them. And remember, answering online quizzes can also earn mulligan points, so it's worthwhile, from your point of view, to pull in these quizzes. You will need some software. There are 2 database packages we could use in this subject. There is SQLite, and we will look at both of these as we go through it, which is a very basic database engine that can be downloaded from SQLite.org, or MySQL. And the current version, as at the 30th of June, is 5.6.25, which is a full-blown database package that can be downloaded from this particular link. For MySQL, there are installation instruction details, and we'll talk about this in the tutorial about how to go about downloading and installing it. The SQLite doesn't need any particular installation. It's just a matter of downloading it, define a directory for it, put it in the directory, and you can run it from there. We will also need some drawing software to create entity relationship diagrams, and we're going to use this session the draw.io tool, which is available online at this particular link. So there is no downloading required. We'll just go to that, and so during these sessions we'll just link into that, and away we go. We have 5 assignments in this subject plus a final exam. So assignment 1 is due on the 3rd of August. It's worth 7%, and it's an online quiz, so it's about roughly 20 multiple choice questions. Assignment 2 is due the 17th of August, worth 15%, so it's a reasonably big assignment, and this is ERD modelling, and we'll do a fair amount of ERD modelling in our tutorials leading up to this assignment. Assignment 3 is due on the 7th of September, and this is an assignment on normalisation, again a fairly large assignment at 15%. Assignment 4, another online quiz, due the 21st of September, worth 8%, and then the final assignment, assignment 5, on the 5th, due the 5th of October, again worth 15%, and this is on SQL queries. So there's the assignments, all of them quite manageable, but you have a number of assignments right throughout the session in order to keep up with it. If you think you're going to be late with an assignment, please email me before the due date. It's no good telling me on the due date, oh look, I'm late, because then the penalties will apply. But if you have what you think is a good excuse or a good reason why you cannot apply your or submit your assignment on time, please let me know prior to the due date, and we can work something out for you. Okay, guys, that's it. If you have any questions, please email me, pewhite@csu.edu.au, or put a question on the ITC114 discussion board. That should be available shortly. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing you at our first lecture.